fade in.
This card is locked again.
Picture the
I
room.
need access to my money
It
right
is
now.
3
I
in the
understand,
morning.
sir.
Let me see what I
The
can
world outside is dead silent, wrapped in that heavy, suffocating blanket of the deep night. But you are not asleep. You are staring at the ceiling, tracing the shadows cast by a streetlight filtering through the blinds. There is a ceiling fan spinning slowly, rhythmically, cutting through the stagnant air. Thwack, thwack, thwack. That sound is the metronome of your life right now. It is the sound of time passing, leaking away, drop by drop, while you remain frozen in a block of invisible ice. You pick up your phone. The blue light burns your retinas, a harsh, artificial glare in the sanctuary of the dark. You scroll. You refresh. You check for a notification that isn't there, for a message that isn't coming, for a dopamine hit that never arrives. You are looking for a lifeline, a sign, something to pull you out of this gray fog. But the screen is just a mirror. It reflects a face that looks tired, not just physically exhausted, but spiritually drained. You tell yourself, tomorrow I will wake up early. Tomorrow I will write that proposal. Tomorrow I will go to the gym. Tomorrow I will change. But you know deep down in the pit of your stomach, where the anxiety lives, that tomorrow will be exactly like today, and today was exactly like yesterday. This is the definition of being stuck. It is not a dramatic crash. It is not a burning building. It is a slow, quiet suffocation. It is the sensation of running at full speed on a treadmill, sweat pouring down your face, lungs burning, legs bumping, only to look down and realize you haven't moved an inch. In fact, you might be moving backward. The scenery hasn't changed in years. The problems are the same. The complaints are the same. The excuses are the same. You are trapped in a loop, a recurring scene in a movie that the director forgot to cut. And the terrifying realization, the one that keeps you awake at 3 a.m., is that it is getting worse. Let us dissect the anatomy of this trap. Why does it feel so heavy? Why is stuck such a visceral, physical sensation? It is because human beings are designed for motion. We are biological machines built for hunting, for gathering, for solving, for moving across landscapes. When you stop moving, when you stop progressing, you are vibrating against your own nature. It creates a friction in your soul. Initially, being stuck feels like a pause, a break. You think you are just resting. You think you are gathering your strength. But inertia is a cruel law of physics. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. The longer you stay static, the heavier you become. The psychological gravity increases. The first week of procrastination is a relief. The first month is a habit. The first year is a lifestyle. The first decade is a tragedy. You are currently standing in quicksand. That is the most accurate metaphor for your situation. When you are in quicksand, the instinct is to panic and flail. You thrash about, trying to grab onto something, anything. You try a new diet for 3 days. You buy a book you never read. You watch a motivational video that gives you a spark for 20 minutes before it fades into the ether. This flailing is not movement. It is just agitation. And in quicksand, agitation only sucks you down faster. You are sinking because you are reacting to the symptoms of your life rather than addressing the architecture of your life. You are trying to paint the walls of a house that is burning down. You are rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic while the water laps at your ankles. And here is the hard truth, the part that requires you to really listen, to turn off the distractions and face the music. It is getting worse because of the compound interest of stagnation. We often talk about compound interest in finance, how money grows over time. But entropy also compounds, neglect compounds, fear compounds. Every day that you do not take action, your capacity for action diminishes. It is a biological principle called atrophy. If you put your arm in a cast for 6 weeks, the muscles shrink, they wither. When the cast comes off, the arm is weak. Your will is a muscle. Your discipline is a muscle. Your ability to tolerate discomfort is a muscle. You have been wearing a cast of comfort for so long that your spirit has atrophied. The things that used to be easy now seem difficult. The things that used to be difficult now seem impossible. The mountain isn't getting taller, my friend. You are getting smaller. Let's look at the environment you have built. Look at your desk. Look at your car. Look at your relationships. Are they growing or are they maintaining? Maintenance is a myth. In a universe governed by the second law of thermodynamics, everything is decaying. If you are not actively building, you are actively decaying. There is no neutral gear in life. You are either climbing the hill or sliding down it. And right now, the brakes are failing. The slide is picking up speed. You feel it, don't you? The cynicism creeping in. That is a symptom. The jealousy you feel when you see others succeeding. That is a symptom. The fatigue that sleep cannot cure. That is a symptom. These are the warning lights on the dashboard, blinking red, screaming that the engine is overheating, and you are just turning up the radio to drown out the noise. You have built a cage out of your own preferences. You prefer safety, so you avoid risk. You prefer certainty, so you avoid the unknown. You prefer the dopamine of instant gratification, so you avoid the slow burn of long-term achievement. These bars are made of "I'm not ready yet," and "I need more time," and "what if I fail?" But the cage is shrinking. The walls are closing in. What was once a comfort zone has become a confinement zone. You are suffocating in your own potential, because potential that is not transformed into kinetic energy turns into poison. Unlived life is a toxicity that rots you from the inside out. It manifests as bitterness. It manifests as chronic anxiety. It manifests as a low-level depression that colors everything in shades of gray. So how do we shatter the glass? How do we break the loop? It does not happen through a miracle. No one is coming to save you. The cavalry is not coming over the hill. The screenwriters of Hollywood are not writing a third-act twist for you, where you win the lottery or discover a magical talent. You are the writer, the director, and the actor, and the script needs a rewrite, right now. The first step is to stop lying to yourself. You have to look in the mirror, into your own eyes, and admit, "I am wasting my life." You have to feel the pain of that admission. Do not numb it. Do not run to the refrigerator or the liquor cabinet or the video game console. Sit in the fire of that realization. Let it burn away the excuses. That pain is useful. That pain is fuel. That pain is the only thing real enough to jolt you out of the coma. Next, you must understand the concept of velocity over perfection. You are stuck because you are obsessed with the perfect move. You are analyzing the chessboard, looking for the grandmaster strategy, while the clock runs out. You don't need the perfect move. You just need to move a pawn, any pawn, forward, one square. Action cures fear. Action clears the fog. You cannot think your way out of a prison you thought your way into. You must act your way out. This means doing something small, something tangible, something undeniably real, immediately, not tomorrow, now. Wash the dishes, do 10 push-ups, write one sentence, make one phone call, throw away one piece of junk. The size of the action is irrelevant. The directional vector is everything. You need to reverse the momentum. You need to prove to your nervous system that you are still the driver of this vehicle. You have to detach from your feelings. Your feelings are liars. Your feelings want you to stay in bed. Your feelings want you to eat the cake. Your feelings want you to scroll for another hour. If you wait until you feel like it, you will wait until you are in the grave. High performers, the people you admire, the people who are not stuck, they do not feel like working hard. They do it anyway. They have decoupled their actions from their emotions. They operate on a code, not a mood. You need a code, a simple set of operating instructions that you follow regardless of the weather in your head. I get up at this time. I do this work. I eat this food. I do not negotiate with myself. When the alarm goes off, the negotiation is over. It is a command, not a suggestion. Now, let's talk about the people around you. They might be anchors. If you are stuck, look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they moving? Or are they also complaining about the weather, about the economy, about the unfairness of it all? Misery loves company, but mediocrity demands it. If you try to stand up, the people sitting down will try to pull you back. Not because they hate you, but because your movement shines a spotlight on their stillness. Your growth threatens their comfort. You might need to walk alone for a while. You might need to cut the ropes. This is the getting worse part. If you stay attached to sinking ships, you will drown with them. It is better to be lonely and moving than popular and paralyzed. Solitude is the laboratory where character is forged. Embrace the silence. In that silence, you will hear your own voice again, the one that has been drowned out by the noise of the crowd. Now, visualize the timeline. Project forward 5 years. If you change nothing, absolutely nothing, where are you? Don't give me the fantasy version. Give me the logical trajectory. You are 5 years older. You are 5 years heavier, slower, sadder. You are 5 years deeper in debt, or 5 years more resentful. The gap between who you are and who you could have been has widened into a canyon. That version of you is looking back at you right now, begging you to move, screaming at you to get up. On the other hand, there is another timeline, the one where you break the pattern today. It is a harder path. It is steep. It is rocky. It is filled with failure and rejection and sweat, but it goes up. It leads to the peak. The process of getting unstuck is violent. It is not a gentle awakening. It is a tearing of the chrysalis. You have to rip through the layers of identity that have calcified around you. You have to be willing to kill your old self to give birth to the new one. The you that is stuck cannot be the you that succeeds. That person has to be left behind. This requires a level of ruthlessness with your own habits that you have never exercised before. You have to become the strict parent to your own inner child. You have to say no to the impulses that feel good in the moment but destroy you in the long run. Consider the concept of the floor. Right now, your standards are too low. You have accepted a baseline of existence that is beneath your dignity. You have made peace with a messy house, a messy body, a messy mind. You need to raise the floor. You need to decide that certain behaviors are simply no longer an option for you. It is not about willpower, it is about identity. I am not the kind of person who sleeps until noon. I am not the kind of person who leaves things unfinished. When you shift your identity, the actions follow. You are upgrading the software of your mind. You are patching the bugs that cause the crashes. But let's go deeper into the darkness before we find the light. Why is it getting worse? Because the world is moving faster. Technology, economy, society, it is all accelerating. If you are standing still, the gap between you and relevance is widening at an exponential rate. Every day you wait, the entry fee for success gets higher. The skills you have are becoming obsolete. The opportunities are being snatched up by the hungry, the awake, the moving. You are being left behind. This is not a scare tactic. This is data. The market does not care about your potential. It rewards your output. And your output right now is zero. You are a factory that has ceased production, and the weeds are growing through the concrete of the parking lot. However, there is good news. The physics of momentum works both ways. Just as the downward spiral accelerates, so does the upward spiral. The first step is the hardest. The second is slightly easier. By the time you hit the 100th step, you have momentum. You become a force of nature. You start to attract opportunities instead of chasing them. You start to radiate an energy that people want to be around. You become lucky. But luck is just the residue of design. It is what happens when preparation meets motion. You can reverse the entropy. You can rebuild the muscle. The human brain is neuroplastic. It can rewire itself until the day you die. You are not a fixed object. You are a process. You are a river, not a rock. But you have to break the dam.
So here is the prescription. Tonight, before you sleep, you write down 3 things you will do tomorrow. Not 3 giant goals. 3 actions. Small, executable, non-negotiable. You put your phone in another room. You buy an alarm clock. When it rings, you put your feet on the floor before your brain has a chance to argue. You drink a glass of water. You move your body. You attack the first task on your list with the ferocity of a drowning man gasping for air. You do not check social media. You do not turn on the TV. You inhabit your own life. You take the steering wheel. And when you feel that resistance, that sticky, heavy feeling of, I don't want to, you recognize it for what it is, the dying gasp of the old you. It is the addiction leaving the body. You smile at it. You say, I hear you, but we are moving anyway. You push through the membrane of discomfort. And on the other side? On the other side is a rush of pride that is better than any drug. It is the feeling of self-respect. You cannot buy self-respect. You cannot fake it. You have to earn it, and you earn it by keeping promises to yourself. You are stuck, and it is getting worse. That is the reality, but it is not the destiny. The story does not have to end in the quicksand. The hand is reaching out, but the hand is yours. The strength is there, buried under layers of neglect, but it is there. The time is now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now. The clock is ticking. The fan is spinning. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Do not let that sound be the soundtrack of your regret. Let it be the rhythm of your resurrection. Stand up. Shake off the dust. Step out of the shadows. The door is unlocked. It always has been. You just have to turn the handle and walk through. The world is waiting for the version of you that is awake, the version of you that is dangerous, capable, and alive. Do not deny the world that contribution. Do not deny yourself the glory of seeing what you are truly capable of. The misery of the comfort zone is a lie. The pain of the ascent is the truth. Choose the pain that elevates you, not the comfort that buries you. This is your wake-up call. The line goes dead after this. There are no more warnings. There is only the choice. Stay and wither, or move and grow. The quicksand is rising. The light is fading. But the spark is in your chest. Fan it into a flame. Burn the script. Write a new one. Start the engine. Put it in gear. Drive. Subscribe for more high-value insights.